Welcome to Yoga with Carl. Thanks very much for joining me. I wanted to share with you some of the yoga moves and postures that have really helped me over the years in terms of improving my fitness and my physical and mental well-being. I'm really aiming this one at skiers. One of my big passions, I know it's one of yours. And I think some of these moves can contribute to making your skiing a little easier, perhaps a little safer by reducing risk. We'll work on strength, which is key to skiing, and of course balance. And as you age, balance in skiing becomes increasingly important so that you can be a little easier on your joints, and so you can ski when you're 68 like me, or hopefully when you're 78 or 88. So it's about longevity as well. So let's get started. We'll start in mountain pose, Tadasana. You want to lift up from your insoles, your arches, up through the thighs, hips over the ankles, shoulders back a little bit, and arms out. And let's breathe. Fill up the upper chest and exhale down through the abdomen. In. Compress that stomach into the spine a little bit. And this breathing stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. It calms you, makes you a little more relaxed, especially important if you're dropping into a steep chute or if you're just heading out onto a blue run for the first time. You want to be relaxed so that you can perform your best. You don't want your muscles tight. You want to be in a position to be agile and to move. So throughout this, we'll be focusing on our breathing and marrying the movements with the breath. Raise those arms overhead like you're carrying a big beach ball. Up, down, up, down. One more time. And down. Now let's twist to the left. Open up those arms. Keep the hips pointed forward across the fall line. You can look back to that back hand. And towards the front. Straighten out that spine again. Other side. And back in. Arms overhead. And this time, let's bend over to the right side. Weight down on that left heel and open up into a big crescent arch, opening up the entire side. Feel that come up the leg and across the side. You want to pretend you're between two panes of glass, so you don't want to be forward or back. Nice and straight. Up, and we'll do the other side. And back down. Let's rotate those shoulders back. And forward. Let's do a standing cat-cow series. You want to flex the back. Inhale, arch for the cow. Exhale for the cat. From the standing position, let's raise the right leg and do a little work on the ankles. Ankles are crucial, especially in those carved turns. It's one of the joints that moves the most as you come into a turn. And you can also do it with a balancing maneuver. You're rotating that ankle one way and then the other way, and just getting it loosened up. Now let's do the other leg. You can do it from the standing position, rotating the ankles, balls of the toes on the floor, on the mat, and the other way. Or taking it up, working on your balance, one side, and then the other side, and back down. And we're going to do some breaths. Let's bend forward. You want to come down with a flat back. Come up. Hands against the thighs or the calves. Breathing. And back down. And let's put the right arm down and open up. You'll feel that in the hamstrings. You can look up at the hand. And let's switch hands. Look up at the hand. Once again, feel that in the hamstrings and the top of the calf. And back down. Now let's roll up one vertebrae at a time. Straighten that spine out. Loosen those shoulders up again. Back and forward. Okay, now let's go into a high lunge move. You want to put the left foot forward, the right foot back, and you want to get on those toes. Arms up. You want to have the body over the hips, and you want to be centered. And this is a good place to work on those leg muscles. You're going to be opening up the hip flexors here and building some strength. Think about what you need if you're skiing the moguls. A combination of balance and strength and lower body. From the high lunge position. Now we're going to switch and do the other side. Right foot forward. Make sure the knee stays over the ankle as much as possible and the motion is in the back leg. And once again, torso over the hips. And back up. Now let's go into Warrior One. Left foot forward, right foot back. Put the heels on the ground this time. Hips pointed forward. And opening up the arms. You can pull the left hip back, right hip forward, so that you're straight and centered. Breathing. And now let's turn it into a triangle. Straighten out that front foot. And we can go in and out and in and out. So warrior triangle, warrior triangle, warrior triangle. Now we'll switch to the other side. Warrior one. Hips forward, right hip back, left foot on the ground, and let's straighten out into triangle. And back to center. Now let's go into plank position. So bend forward. Straight out. Hands to the ground. And plank position. You can be on your knees or you can be up. You want to put the pressure through all the tips of the knuckles of the fingers, especially the thumb and index finger, and draw a straight line from your heels to the top of your head. You're using your abdomen, you're tightening it to keep this position. And from here, we can go down all the way into a cobra. Back up to plank, upward dog, and downward dog. Let's go to three-legged dog, and from here, knee to right elbow, knee to left elbow, and back up to the front, and we'll come up and finish that side. Now we'll go to the other side, and let's roll down, hands on the mat, back into that plank position, down all the way, lift up for cobra. You don't want any pinching at the lower back, so push your pelvis into the mat and back down, up into plank, and upward dog, downward dog, three-legged dog, knee to elbow, knee to the left elbow, and leg back through. And we'll finish off at the top of the mat. Breathing in mountain pose. You'll be feeling that a little bit in your back. If you want, you can bring one leg up. Stretch out that back a bit. Another leg up. Stretch out that back a bit. And now let's go down back onto the ground. And from plank position, open our knees wide into child's pose. Child's pose will be a counter flex, giving you a little relaxation in the lower back for that work you've just done. You can roll that forehead from one side to the other. And let's come back up into tabletop position. From tabletop, let's raise the right arm and thread the needle. It comes through. can put your right ear on the ground, your right shoulder on the ground, or go as far as you wish. Okay, back up to tabletop. Now let's bring the right arm up and thread the needle. Left ear on the mat, left shoulder on the mat. And feel that stretch through the sacrum and the shoulder. And bring it back up, and once again we're in tabletop position. I'm going to straighten out my mat a little bit. I'm on a bit of a cushion surface, turf. Now let's go back into child's pose. And we're going to get ready for some balancing moves. Up into down dog. Let's open it up. Knee over the hips. Straighten it out. Back down. Open it up. Side body stretch. You can look under that left shoulder. Straighten it out and back down. Into plank. Up dog, back into down dog, and we'll step forward and come back up to the center of our mat. Now, the balancing positions, you can pick and choose how much balancing you want to do, but over time you'll gain more confidence. And as I mentioned, balancing and skiing in balance is one way to reduce the wear and tear on your body, to make sure that your motions are smooth and that they're efficient. And efficient skiing is safe skiing, but once again, it's also about longevity and making sure you can ski well into your future, if that's one of your goals. Some people like to step off of the mat onto your floor or whatever surface you're on, and it can make balancing moves a little easier. So let's start with tree pose. So tree pose can be ball of the foot on the ground, right foot. That's tree pose. You can bring it up to the calf for a balancing move, or you can bring it up even higher. Compressing the abdomen into the spine. And you want to pick a spot, your drishti. Focus on one spot in these balancing moves. It will help you keep your balance. And if you come out, you just come back in. Let's do the other side. Once again, you can start here. That's a tree pose. You can put it on the calf, or you can bring it up to the thigh for tree pose. And you can play around with your arms. If you really want a challenge, try closing your eyes. See how you do. That's tricky. Now let's do a couple of other balancing moves. Let's go to Warrior 3. So for Warrior 3, we're going to put the left foot forward, and we can put the right foot back onto the toes. This is sort of the start of Warrior 3. And then what you're going to do is lift up to the extent you can, and you want to try to create a 180 from your head to your heel. Warrior 3 position. You'll be shaking at the ankle a little bit, building strength in the ankles. And now let's do the other side. Right foot goes forward. You start in this position here with the toes on the ground, and that's a good place to be. You can start here, and work your way into it, raising it just a little bit, raising it a little bit more, and then coming into a full warrior 3. And that shaking at the ankle, once again, building strength, but also building control. If you're ever caught an inside tip and your ski comes up, you want to be able to keep your balance and bring that ski back in so you don't blow up. That's part of why balance moves are so much fun, but so important. So let's do one more move in this series. This is half moon pose. This one you're opening up to the side. And once again, you can start here and see how far you get. Now, if you have a block, blocks are excellent. They bring the ground up to you, and they can really help with your balance, and you're getting the full benefits of the stretch. And we bring the foot back down. Now let's go to the other side. Right foot forward. You're going to load up the right thigh, raise that foot, and you can use the block to bring that leg up. You can have a hand on the hip if you wish. And there's your half moon pose. Remember, you're breathing all the time. And then you gently lift the foot back down and back to center. So those balance moves you can just repeat, 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 and they will improve and improve and improve. And once again, balance is such a key part of making sure that you're centered on your skis, your turns are smooth, and your turns are efficient. Now, let's go into a few moves that will be part of this overall series to kind of move ourselves towards the end of the sequence. Let's come down in the front. We're going to go into a plank position. Let's drop our knees back into another child's pose, this one with our legs together. Counter flexing for those moves we've just been doing. Breathing. Now let's come up. And we're going to do camel pose. Hands on the hip bones. Chest forward. And you can lean back. You want to get it up in the upper back. Do not pinch at the lower back. And you can go all the way back if you wish. Grab those heels and open it up and come back up and then back into the counter flex. Now we're going to slip onto one side, swing yourself around so that you're flat on your mat. There we go. And let's lie down. Straighten that spine out. Stretch those fingertips up, toes out. And let's bring the knees in. You want to keep the tailbone as flat as possible. Drop those heels and bring them up close to where they touch your hands. And let's do a hip raise. Lifting with the calves, and see if you can let the glutes at least be a little bit loose. And they're a strong muscle. They'll often want to take over. You want to put the weight up into your shoulders and rotate each spine vertebrae down. One more of those. And back down. And let's do one more. Up. And back down. Let's shift the hips over to the left side and let the knees drop to the right. You can open up your arms and look to the left, getting the full benefit of that stretch. If you want more, lift the right leg over the left. Back to the center, shift those hips and let the knees drop to the other side and get to look this way, over the right shoulder. And if you want more, that'll open up that hip a little bit more. Knees back in. One more time. Knees into the chest. And let the feet come down. Open up into cobbler's pose. Breathing. Relaxing. And we'll get a bit of full extension one more time. Get the spine nicely extended and stretched out. And we'll come into Savasana, resting pose, also known as corpse pose. Return your breathing to normal, regular breathing, and just soak up those stretches. See how your body feels. See where your mind's at. Thinking about the next powder run or the next fresh groomers and how you're ready to go, stretched and ready to go. You can come back up into a seated position. Thanks very much for allowing me to guide you through this session. It's been my pleasure and my honor. Wishing you some excellent turns. All the best.